Hello again, guys. Killaby Sports here again today. And today, by the title of this video, you can see that I'm going to be talking about the former 2015 MVP Cam Newton. Now, remember that 2015 campaign, so I'm going to read some stats off to you for this historic season for Cam Newton, by far his best season in MVP. So, his team went 15-1. He threw 59.9% of his passes were complete. He had 3,837 passing yards, 35 touchdown passes. He had 10 interceptions, and then a QBR of 65.1. And we know how great Cam Newton is of a rusher. His age at this time was 26. He's still in his prime. He has a chance to rebound, I believe. But we'll get into that. He had 636 rushing yards. He had 10 touchdowns. And he only had 5 fumbles. But he was really good running the football. I mean, it wasn't as good as his first year when he had 14 touchdowns and 706 yards. But this was still real good. His passing numbers were amazing because in the other seasons, I'm looking at his stats right now. I mean, he had 21 touchdowns to 17 picks, and 19 touchdowns to 12 picks, 24-13, 18-12. And then just out of nowhere, he just blossomed into 35. Came out of complete nowhere, where the season before that, he only threw 18 touchdowns. And his team went 5-8-1 when he played. So he missed 2 games. Wow. That's not too good right there, man. And then just this previous season, it just wasn't good. He had 19 touchdowns to 14 picks. He's just got to lower down the turnovers, man. I mean, this MVP season was incredible. 35 touchdowns to 10 interceptions is insane. So, and remember this. So, this team was looking like that they were going to win the Super Bowl because remember, although they kind of choked a little bit in that game against Seattle because Seattle ended up coming back, but they still won. They were destroying Seattle in that first time. Remember, I think they scored 30-something points in the first half, and Seattle had nothing. But although I kind of could tell from that game that they might not win because they kind of just were, after they were blowing them out, they didn't have a desire to keep trying, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so I honestly I could tell, but then what changed my mind was that game against Arizona. That NFC Championship game was insane. I wasn't expecting this at all. I didn't expect Cam Newton and the Panthers to completely wipe out this team. I believe they won 45-10, if I'm not mistaken. It was some blowout game. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what I was watching. I was like, this team is going to win the Super Bowl. But then I saw that I could see that the Broncos beat the Patriots, and I was like, this defense for the Broncos is really good. This could give Cam Newton some problems. And boy, was I right in the Super Bowl, because the Super Bowl numbers for Cam Newton were, let's just say they weren't that good. As he had 18 completions, 41 attempts, and he threw 265 yards, which was good, but he had a pick, and then he had those 2 fumbles he lost. One resulted in a touchdown, was a defensive touchdown. The other actually just resulted in a touchdown by Peyton Manning. He threw, I think it was a rushing touchdown. No, it was a rushing touchdown, I think. I don't know. I think, no. Yeah, it was a rushing touchdown by C.J. Anderson, I think. But, yeah, it was not a good game for Cam Newton. And I'm going to show the picture right now. You see by the look of this picture, Cam Newton I felt like he gave up on it. A lot of people did, and I feel the same way. He gave up on this play. He may have just felt that all hope was lost after that. So he just didn't pick up. I mean, it's tough. But so remember that after the Super Bowl too. Cam Newton. So we remember he was getting interviewed by the media after the Super Bowl. He was saying that they were just a better team than us. We couldn't do anything on offense, defense, or anything. And Cam Newton actually ended up getting a little bit frustrated, and he walked out. He said he after like a little bit, maybe a few months later, he responded it, and this is a quote what he said. He said, "I've had it since day one." So, and what he meant by that was he's had this drive to winning games, and he says he's a sore loser. See, this is what he says. He says, "I've had it since day one. I am who I am. I know what I'm capable of, and I know where I'm going. If you want me to conform, I'm not that guy. If you want me to be that type of person, I'm not that. I'm happy to say that the league is a great league with or without me. I understand that I'm my own person. I take pride in that." And yes, he was very criticized after his Super Bowl performance, but he just didn't want to talk to the media after that. So a lot of people were not happy with Cam Newton's antics and telling him he had to grow up. He answered it, and I feel like that the Panthers this year didn't live up to any expectations because a lot of people still had them making the playoffs, being a threat to make the Super Bowl again. But I feel like they just didn't play that great because. So I'm gonna look at these stats real quick for this last season. So Cam, he threw 3,509 yards. He went 6-8 when he started. That's not good. He threw 19 touchdowns and 14 interceptions. Not good. His rushing numbers, he still had 5, but he only had 359 rushing yards. Yeah, it was a bit tough for Cam. I feel like that by the title of this video, obviously, it's can he bounce back? So we have to look at the team around Cam Newton. So remember, the Carolina Panthers, I believe they just selected, obviously though, they selected Christian McCaffrey with that their first round pick, who was just an incredible player for Stanford. He was just an all-around back that could catch out of the backfield. He could run, block. He was just incredible. He was like another wide receiver, like super, super good. If we look at the team though, so they still got Ryan Khalil at that center position. They also actually picked up his brother Matt Khalil to play the tackle position, and then yes, they lost Josh Norman on defense. That I believe was a huge part of why they kept losing games because Josh Norman was like that guy on that secondary. And we remember that game by Julio Jones this season where he had about 300 yards receiving. So, right, that's a problem. And I believe Luke Kuechly also missed a lot of this season too because he had that concussion. But if the Carolina Panthers are healthy, right, they could be really good. Cam's weapons, yes, Christian McCaffrey. You got Jonathan Stewart, who could probably be that cowbell back there. The offensive line's okay. Like, it could definitely be better because Cam Newton was getting destroyed. I remember that first game, again, the Super Bowl rematch. Cam Newton was getting hit back there by that Broncos defense, and he took that one shot to the head. I don't even think it was called anything either. Like, that was crazy. I remember that. But the defense, it's still pretty good. It needs something on that secondary. They need a lockdown corner. They have Captain Munnerlyn. I don't know if that's going to help with them, but the receivers, they got Devin Funchess, who I think could be pretty good. They get Kelvin Benjamin still. They drafted Curtis Samuel out of Ohio State, who I think is going to be really nice for them. They also took another rookie in Fred Ross from Mississippi State. They're trying to load Cam with weapons. Greg Olson's still there. Again, Christian McCaffrey, who I think is going to be phenomenal this year. So, if I'm looking at it, the Panthers aren't that bad. Defense, the secondary is still a question. Their front seven's amazing. And Cam Newton's Cam Newton. But I think they can bounce back. Now, they got a really tough division here because They got to verse Atlanta, the reigning MVP and the reigning NFC champion, Matt Ryan. You got Drew Brees. Even though we lost Brandon Cooks, it's Drew Brees. And he still has Michael Thomas, he has Willie Snead, and they got Ted Ginn Jr. So they're still a good team. And they have Adrian Peterson. I don't know how he's going to do. Maybe that's another video for another day. But, and this Tampa Bay, who I think might have the best chance to win this division, but if Cam Newton can bounce back this year because maybe their Super Bowl hangover is finally over, then there could be some problems here. It'd be very interesting. This could be the best division in football, maybe besides the AFC West with the Raiders, the Chargers, the Broncos, and the Chiefs. That division's great. But let me know what you guys think about my man Cam. Is Cam going to be... Is he just not going to be... Is he going to be a shell of his former self again? Is he going to be a good quarterback again? Is he going to win games? Is they going to win a division, make the playoffs? Let me know what you guys think about Cam Newton in the comment section down below. Like this video if you just came across it. I do this every single day. Well, I try to. I've been kind of slacking, but I'm going to try. Don't quote me on doing it every single day, but there's going to be no video. Well, as I'm making this video, there's going to be no video out, but tomorrow, well, which would be today for you guys, this would be the only video going out. So, yeah, I'm out.